Well, hello there, perfect drafters. The bunting is down and the wall chart is off the wall. Actually, that came off the wall a little bit sooner after Wednesday night. And we are moving on from the World Cup a little bit. But today we're reviewing a keg from the victors of that tournament, Spain. And it is San Miguel, which is a 5.4% ABV lager. Although historically it originated from the Philippines, there became two breweries, one that is still located in the Middle East and the Spanish one, which makes this quite popular on the continent, as in the European continent. There is a long and interesting history of how the Philippine version of San Miguel originated and how it ended up becoming one of the Spanish lagers and how those branched off, but we won't go into that on this channel. It's on Wikipedia if you really want to look into that. And in the all too typical, unfortunately, perfect draft way, it's not brewed in Spain. A lot of people say the Spanish version, when they have it in Spain, is amazing. I can't really testify to that. Don't get to Spain very often. So I'll just be rating this mainly against my experience of the tinny. I have had it before on the keg, did quite enjoy it. It's been a while though, so let's see how it goes. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice there is a bar missing. We did start tapping into this after one of the England games. We finished the Camden Hells. Thought it'd be great to put in the triple Carmeliet, but it was just way too funky straight after a bog standard lager to get into that. So the triple Carmeliet's gone back in the fridge. San Miguel came out and we started tapping into that, but it didn't get too much use. So we've got pretty much a full keg that's been there about a week. So it should be nice and settled down for when we pour. When I do get the tinnies, it's probably one of the tinnies I do keep an eye out for in the supermarkets. That's only 5%, but it's one of the few remaining lagers you can get in that kind of form. Commonly in the supermarket, most have dropped now to 4.5, 4, even less than that. It's probably my favourite tinny, thinking about it. Maybe Kronenberg, Angelo Peretti, that's also decent. So I'm hoping to be enjoying the keg even more than that. And is it worth the value of buying the keg when you can get a fairly decent tinny? Let's see if it hits better on the machine here. So with it being a pretty common lager, you'd probably think it was a standard kind of 3-degree situation, but I've got it actually set to 4 degrees. That's what the app recommends, and I had quite a favourable experience, I'd say, with the Camden Hells a review or two back, where out of necessity really, in the old machine we was pouring it at 6, maybe 7 degrees and really enjoying it. So was quite easily persuaded by the app there just to up it that degree and see what it's like. If you're interested in pairing it with some foods, the app recommends some cheeses, ground beef, onions, that kind of thing. So possibly quite a Spanish theme there with your food. I've been enjoying it with pizza, to be honest, and pretty much anything you'd put your lager with. So don't limit yourself to those. Mind you, as a big beer fan, beer does go with almost anything for me. I've not managed to get any genuine San Miguel glasses. We're going to pour it in probably my favourite for a lager, the standard Stella Chalice. Lovely nucleation on the bottom there. Actually got a fresh pair of these on one of my most recent orders. Like I've said in my other videos, I've had the machine for 3 years now. Some of those glasses I've had around for about that long. They do seem to lose a bit over time, so it might be worth freshening them up from time to time. So, without further ado, let's get pouring San Miguel in the lovely Stella Chalice. And let's see if I can give you a slightly better view in this video to what I have been. Let's get a really good look at that pour there. And hopefully, with the keg having settled down, I might get a bit more of a favourable head and not embarrass myself. So, let's give it a go. "45-degree angle, trickling out quite nicely there. Let's start turning it up. Pardon you. Hopefully we can see there's some nice bulks swirling from the bottom there, that newly nucleated glass. Yep, that's looking perfect for me. Maybe a slightly bigger head, but I do like a big head. That's looking a lovely colour to me. I don't know what you think, but quite excited to give that a sip. Let's get sat back down. So here we are, people, and yes, we're in slightly reflective mood. I'm filming this the day after the World Cup final, where Spain have beaten FIFA FC, so we're all relatively happy. Did plan to boycott the weekend's games, England's third place playoff and the final. Was so disappointed on Wednesday night. Every change that Tuchel made, screaming at the TV, it just seemed like the wrong idea to me, the wrong approach. I don't know what you thought, but overall, I think at the beginning of the tournament, we probably didn't really expect to win it. It was more hope rather than expectation. And the boys did okay in the end, just fallen at the same hurdle they have done under Gareth Southgate, unfortunately. So this is keeping its head, and we've got some nice clingage there around the glass. Usually the sign of a well-brewed beer. And just starting to get a bit of domage. Didn't get it right to the top. Probably could have given it a Timmy Top or two, but we'll stay with this now. And it's really keeping that carbonation well. It's all positive so far, people. And it's at times like these, we do want to reminisce a little bit about what a great month it's been. I'm going to continue the keg reviews after this every time I put one in. They might not be quite as frequent, but like I said, got triple Carmeliet next. Did have a pint out of that the other day, but that's put back in the fridge with a handy little post-it showing the unsealed date, so I don't let it expire, and we'll be trying that on the Perfect Draft very soon. But without further ado, San Miguel, here we go. Cheers. It's not blowing me away, but let's go in again. Well, there is a taste to it at that 4 degrees, probably coming through a little bit more. Just not sure if it's my favourite taste. Let's try again. Still got that great mouthfeel that you can't beat on the Perfect Draft. Some nice carbonation, a lovely level of carbonation to it. You can tell it's been brewed in the right way, poured in the right way, and the taste isn't terrible. All I would say is there's probably better out there, some that I've tried on this channel. Camden Hell's slightly different style, but I probably prefer that to this. Hertog Jan, nowhere near that. But it might just be a personal preference tasting. I personally don't think this is one of the better tasting lagers on the Perfect Draft. Don't really do out of 5s, out of 10s on this channel, but I'd probably say it was like a 3 out of 5, maybe 6, 7 out of 10. One of those, if you see it on offer, 25, 30 quid a keg, you're not going to be disappointed. You can't knock the ABV. 5.4% is decent for a lager. It's pretty good for a lager, to be honest. And I can't imagine many people turning their nose up at that. Although, having said that, my good neighbour did turn his nose up at it the other night when we put it on the keg. He was preferring his Madri cans, and Madri, I'm not a massive fan of that one. It's definitely a notch above Madrid for me, but like I say, it might be a personal preference tasting. Maybe neither is better or worse. It's just trying to describe the taste. It's a bit too malty. I can imagine it is going well with those kind of cheese and kind of onions as it suggests on the app. Quite a biscuity taste. Hertog Jan, like I say, that was my favourite. That's got more kind of a honey, not necessarily zesty vibe, but maybe more of a honey vibe. This is more, yeah, maybe a bit too malty for me, but it is going to get drank. I am going to enjoy it. Just trying to give it some kind of comparison compared to the other cakes I've tried. And if I wanted to celebrate Spain winning the World Cup, which I probably do slightly over Argentina, I can savour that. I have tried Mahou on here, another Spanish lager. I'm not sure where exactly that's brewed, probably in the UK again. I'd say it was better than that. I didn't particularly enjoy Mahou. Thought that was a bit too light for me. Yeah, I'd say prefer this over Mahou if you're looking to celebrate in some kind of Spanish style. That's my thoughts on San Miguel. I'm not going to be tapping in, it's not particularly Moorish. I think it's just one of those when I'm fancying a beer, all those kind of traits of the perfect draft machine, I'm going to be popping out and having one. But I won't be rushing out and having it. It's not Moorish. Even Modelo, thought that was quite Moorish, quite interesting taste. Got drank pretty quick that. This I'm quite happy to just let sit there and have as and when. Would 3 degrees make much difference? I think it's one of those. It's going to hold that particular taste. It's quite full-bodied. Whether you have it at 3 to 1 degrees, I think it's going to taste fairly similar. Just depends on your temperature preference. So, yeah, that's my assessment of the San Miguel. No need to rush out for it. I think there are better lagers on there. The German ones spring to mind as well, but not going to turn my nose up at it. Keep an eye out for the next video. I'm not sure when I'll get around to it, but the triple caramelier is next before it expires. We weren't man enough for that one the other day, but I think we'll always be man enough for a San Miguel. Trying to stick to the keg reviews. I'm not sure if the channel will go that way, but I would have liked to have just maybe had a tinny of San Miguel next to it. I don't think it's actually that much different. Obviously the ABV is different, so it must be different, but triple caramelier next. We'll do that in a bit more of a refined and dignified way, I would say. And hopefully we've got some nicer words to say about that. And this one, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this pint and then maybe move on to something else for the evening. But don't worry people, it'll all get drank. And to sign off, all I would say is 690 odd days to go till the Euros, where we'll go again. Thanks people. If you can like and subscribe, it will encourage a lot more videos like this. Cheers!